Be this world, changing your mindset.
Growing an economy, there's some sectors in every organization you don't overlook. And in Africa, Nollywood is one of that sector. Good to have you on another edition of your weekly TV talk show, Be This World. Let's go for a quick break. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Be This World. And today in Be This World, we have a guest, Nollywood executives. I want to talk about what has Nollywood actually contributed in the development of Nigerian economy. Africa, remember. And to join me today to discuss Nollywood and its contribution to the Nigerian development, I have the National President of Actors Guild of Nigeria, Mr. Ejeze Emeka Rollers. My President, good to have you on Be This World.
Thank you. Thank you.
And to join him on this discussion today is Chief Remi.O, the disciplinary committee chairman.
Disciplinary committee of Actors Guild of Nigeria.
Good to have you on Be This World, sir.
Thank you very much.
Your administration, what and what have you people actually put in place to make sure that you people actually contributed in the development of our economy? Because that is actually the major thing that is needed today in Nigeria. Everybody is talking about job creation, job creation, job creation. How is Nigerian Nollywood actually helping in this job creation, sir?
Okay, maybe I will talk from two sides of the coin. First of all, Nollywood and then Actors Guild of Nigeria. I will narrow it to Actors Guild of Nigeria. That happens to be the face of Nollywood. You must know that in the last 20 years, Nollywood has been doing so much in the development of the economy of this country, because we are the second largest film producers in the world, and we churn out over 1,000 movies on a monthly basis. All of these things put together to increase the internally generated revenue for Nigeria. There is no sector in Nigeria that has branded Nigeria like Nollywood. With our films, it is actors that you hear even in remote countries where nobody has ever gone before. Our films have been able to enter into the nook and crannies of all these places globally. So you see that Nollywood single-handedly has moved Nigeria to the next level when in terms of image building. And then economy-wise, you will know that with all the films that Nollywood make monthly or annually, we have been rated to have been able to generate almost 5-point-something billion naira annually. And then we narrow it down to the Actors Guild of Nigeria, that I am the national president. We just started a rebranding process. We unveiled our rebranding on the 20th of April 2018, and part of what we unveiled were the insurance policy for the association, new identity card. We have just also unveiled the AGN mobile application, whereby members can only register or pay their dues sitting at the comfort of their home, open up their Google Play Store, download the AGN app and make payments. All this we're doing to see that we contribute our own quota towards developing this country using the instrumentality of Nollywood.
Thank you, Mr. President. Chief Remi.O, Mr. President talked about getting Nollywood organized. They say most Nigerians are not cultured, so it actually contributes to one of the major challenges we're having in our society today. As a committee on disciplinary side, what have you put in place to make sure that, like what he said, is followed and people are not justly treated on this area?
Well, first of all, I must thank God for our new president in the person of His Excellency Rebecca Rolas, who now happens to be the president of Actors Guild of Nigeria. Having said it all that we are not coordinated, he was talking from a professional and experienced point of view because he has been in the leadership of Actors Guild of Nigeria on the level of the state and that of the national as the PRO and the national secretary respectively. And today he happens to be the national president. He has passed through many experiences and people, the way we behave and our conduct. And we all know that in life, the hardest work is to organize human beings, no matter how we see it. More especially Nigerians. And having gathered or garnered these experiences, is now wanting to put it into practice to make sure that people toe the direct line. And that is what we, people like me and others who believe in his leadership, in his government, are here. I will be there always to support him because it is not easy.
Thank you for that. Mr. President, one of the major things people have been complaining in Nollywood is that lack of government support. Nollywood has been complaining that the governments are not actually looking in your direction in terms of supporting. So how far to this time around?
Well, it's all encompassing. When you say lack of government support, you will see it written all over everywhere. Because if government has been doing what they ought to do, the era of going to people's houses to wake them up and use their houses to make film should have been obsolete. But because government is not doing enough, and the people, the practitioners themselves have not been able to speak in one voice. You must know that one of the weaknesses of all of these administrations is rancor here and there. And the past 5 years, the Actors Guild of Nigeria has been neck deep in this rancor. And it was on the beehive of this that we decided to do a rebrand for the guild. So specifically, we need to come together and approach government with a blueprint of what we want.
You talk about that people actually are not seeing the investment opportunity in Nollywood just because the platform is not there. And one of the challenges they have, even people that are inside crying for piracy, do you understand? A producer comes in with his or her money and he produces a program. Before you know it, privacy have you to ravage. But before you take that question, let's go for a quick break. I want to return, we'll continue. Don't get away, still be this world. Joining us, this is Be This World, and today on this show I have National President of Actors Guild of Nigeria, and we'll be discussing Nollywood and their contribution to the national economy. And before we went on break, we were talking about piracy. And then, Mr. President,
well, you won't say because of piracy investors shouldn't invest. Piracy is a global phenomenon. It does not only happen here in Nigeria or in Africa, everywhere in the world. In 2011, when we had the first twinning meeting with the Screen Actors Guild of America, we were opportuned to be in the Universal Studios and we were discussing piracy and copyright. The head of copyright of Universal Studio told us that we in Africa, we even see the people who pirate our movies. But them in America, they don't see the people. They can pick up the material with MP3 or internet and send it to China and the Masdub and all of that. So the piracy is not why people shouldn't invest. It's one of those challenges in life.
Yeah, you must encounter.
So you plan your way out of it. Presently, a lot of people are investing in cinema, and cinema is going. So before you go to send your film to VCD or whatever, you must have made your money through the cinema. So, but the area I'm particularly involved, talking about, is that Nollywood at this level, we are supposed to have had different kinds of rebates in the or removal of import duties on some equipments that usually help our production. If not for the recent leadership of the Nigerian Census Board, Adedayo Thomas, who is doing incredibly very well in that area, maybe some things we'll be having them done. You understand the point? So if we have more leaders like him, taking care of heading agencies of government concerning the industry, of course we'll move a step further. So what I'm saying is that let the government play their role. And the best way to play their role is to come to a round table and ask practitioners, what do you want from us?
Now, sorry, I have to put this question to Chief Remi. My president said that Nigerian governments and investors are not really interested in Nollywood. And he never said that most Nigerians are just interested if they're doing a program to come and pick 5 or 10 Nollywood actors. They'll just come and show their faces and they pay them 1 million. Could it be that it's the way the Nollywood has actually presented themselves? It's just they're thinking of now. Do you understand? So they believe that if I just give them this, I'll have them. So they're not even thinking about the posterity aspect of this Nollywood for them to go into partnership so that, like he said, this equipment could be available and accessible for people who need it.
Exactly what you said or you asked as a question is the answer. Most Nigerians, especially our businessmen and women, inclusive of the politicians, they don't care who entertainer is or what they can achieve through entertainment. Because when we talk about entertainment here, it is not only this Nollywood, like my president just pointed out, having studios for musicians, actors, other
equipment.
Yes. People have not seen that there is gain in entertainment. And because of this money they have amassed and not knowing exactly where to go and invest this money, they put it inside deep freezers in their respective houses. But believe you me, there are some houses here in Nigeria, both Lagos and in Abuja, that no human beings lives. But what lives in those houses are money, packed in bags and in cartons. And when such monies are fed up of, they dispose them.
Please, do you anyone? I wouldn't mind.
It's not what I come here to tell you, but what I'm telling you is the mindset of our people, how they behave. And just for the fact that that money is pushing them around, that they don't know how to use the money, they now see it as with money I can buy anything.
And buy the money.
I want to see this comedian, I want to see this actor, I want to see this actor, I want to see this actress.
How much will it cost?
How much will it cost? Or this person, I want to dash you a Range Rover Sport, just for you to know that I have the money and I have the money. But not knowing that that is not the best way to spend this money. They say instead of giving somebody fish to eat, take the person to the stream, buy a book or net and give the person, so that the person will be
learning how to fish.
Will be making the fish himself.
Yeah, regularly.
But there is an adage that says that you cannot teach a man how to use his money, because he will say, if you are wise to teach me,
why didn't you make your own money? I like that. Now, my president, Chief Remi talked about the welfare of the actors, and in one of his interviews, he actually lamented that there is no love in Nollywood. What do you have as a president? And they said, as a world-class president, what do you have to say about this?
One thing I have to say is that if Lucifer could disobey God and upon all the splendor what was attached to Lucifer, he could be proud and then left heaven, then expect such things in human beings. So we cannot dwell on there is no love, then because there is no love we won't forge ahead. In the last 20-something years of Actors Guild of Nigeria, they've never had an app, a mobile app. This is just the first of its kind. We did an app with the payment gateway and the website interactivity. Presently, you can just log online, do all the activities there and out. 20 years down the line, they've never had any insurance cover. What we are saying, as affiliates of Federation of International Actors, the global practice is that any actor who wants to go on set must have insurance. We're not asking you to come and become a member. You don't need to be our member. But one right you do not have as a Nigerian is the right to kill yourself.
Yeah.
So if you are acting without insurance, that is suicidal. So we are saying that we don't want to allow you to be on set, because most times you have accident on sets and the producers don't care. Their concern is that let them finish their film. In the process of finishing his film, something might happen to you.
Yeah.
By the way, this insurance we have just put in for members, you have death benefit of about 1 million to the family, permanent disability of about 1 million to the family, and there may be 100,000 medical expenses annually. We are saying that if you must act, you must have insurance. You mustn't be a member to act, but you must have insurance.
Now, how do people assess this insurance for the benefit of people who are watching? How do people assess this insurance on this app?
Yes, the insurance. Go online. Just go to Google Play, download Actors Guild of Nigeria. You see the app. You go to already a member. They will tell you what to do.
And if you're not
a new member, you see new membership. Then the admin will give you line-to-line process of what you need to do.
Let's go for a musical break. And before that, have you heard about polio in Nigeria? Nigeria has been one of the nations that has eradicated polio, but because of war, when we talk about war, we are talking about the Boko Haram and the herdsmen that has gotten to us, and because of that, some of the workers of polio cannot get to some other places in Nigeria. So the polio is coming back to Nigeria. So if you want to be part of this eradicate polio in Nigeria, you can partner with Baby Sword. Our account details is online, and make your donation so that we can eradicate polio out of Nigeria. Being your previous keeper, let's go for a quick break, and we'll be right back. Don't go away. It's still Baby Sword show.
My name is Chris.
I'm Aisha Bello. Mohamed Aishat.
Afambo Amaka Joy Ugbo.
John Okwoli.
My name is Osam. I come from Okpokome of Owan East of Edo State.
Brano State. I'm from Kano State.
I'm Bonye Delta.
I'm from Benue State.
I'm from Imo State, Nigeria.
Kenneth music number one.
Eje, get me eje. Adame. Oya boke deke. Oya vino. Oh yeah, Baba. Okay now.
Just hold on and be strong. It won't be long. You will be alright.
When I woke up this morning, looking at myself, it be like say I'm shining. See the blessings multiplying, just like the birds in the sky. I'm flying, so divining. We inclining, take it from me. I see good things are piling. It be okay. Coming one day, make we stay cool and keep smiling. Hey. No retreat, no surrender. Don't you give up, don't fight, you're a winner. Easy, it's gonna get easy. Hey. Don't you back down, people stand up. If you know you go win, put your hands up. Easy, it's gonna get easy. Hey. Just hold on.
Just joining us, this is BD Sword, and I've been talking with the national members of Actors Guild of Nigeria, and we've been talking on so many things. And before we talk about eradicating polio, I pray you join us to eradicate polio in Nigeria. Now, Mr. President, I know they said thank you. Let me just say thank you for what you've been doing for Nigeria. For most people who don't actually know what you've done, we appreciate you. And when you tell somebody thank you, what it means that do more. It's more job, so do more, because we know you have it, so do more. So one of the major challenges we've been having in Nollywood is that after the end of tenure, people don't want to go. You start hearing fraction here and there. So how are you, what are the things you're putting in place for your election at the end of your tenure, and how to hand over? Are you going to contest? Sorry, it might be coming a bit early, but I just have to ask.
No, it's very good when you have something to do and you know how to do it. For me, one of the problems Nollywood has encountered over the years is because Nollywood is the only industry in Nigeria that does not have entry point and exit point.
Yeah.
So it became a very big problem. The only industry that is ready to accept you wholly without any academic qualification. So after a long run, a lot of things are introduced into the system. But now that I'm here, we are trying to create systems, because actually it's not just when you say people are corrupt, human beings don't fight corruption. It is systems that fight corruption. For instance, in America we have as many swindlers as much as Nigeria, but they will not do it because they have a system that can track them down. For instance, we have a BVN number in Nigeria, so any money you move from one account to the other, the BVN shows it. So it's less easier to track fraudsters. So I am creating systems. With the kind of systems I'm creating, when I'm done before 2019, honestly, I will just conduct election and hand over. Whoever comes into office will now work on the systems already created. Why those people were fighting to remain in office was simply because they felt that they still have something to offer. But when you set up these systems, I don't know, when you set up this system, if you have built a foundation for a house, you don't need any other process. You just come and start building straight away.
It's okay, Chief. Now, for some of you two are watching this, who want to be part of Nollywood, what do you have to tell them?
Yes, before
some of them, they don't know their left and their right, how even to go about it.
Yes. Before I tell them anything, please, I want to correct one impression here for the viewers out there. I am not part of the elected executives of Actors Guild of Nigeria. I am under appointment as the chairman, disciplinary committee of Actors Guild of Nigeria, appointed by the president and to be fired by the president.
I like that.
So that no elected officer out there will say that I have come here to claim.
What you're not. I like that.
So to the youths out there, it's very, very important that before you go into anything, you know why you are going into that. To me, some people say, hey, it's their passion. If you have a passion that cannot put food on your table, what passion is that? So I am talking them as a practitioner, as a founding member or founding father of even Nollywood and that of Actors Guild of Nigeria, and as a father who runs home. That in everything or anything one has chosen to do, that person should be mindful of that thing, to ensure or know that this thing is what will help me in my life or in my career. I'm not coming there to frolic around. I am not coming there just to be jack of all trade and master nothing at the end of the day. So let every one of us be careful. And if you are in a system, as the president said, education are being acquired in very many ways, either from the classroom or you learn through what you have chosen to do. But most of us, we do not care.
It's okay, Mr. President, the National President of Actors Guild of Nigeria, Jeze Emeka Rollers. Presently, there is a statement that has been trading in our social media and our media space. They say that Nigerian youths are lazy. Please, could you address that from your office?
Mr. President, it's very, very important that you know that, because you know how your voice
Well, I do not have a statutory power to address that, but I will be speaking as a Nigerian
opinion.
I'll be speaking as a Nigerian youth. I know that Nigerians youths are not lazy, and the president of Nigeria might have been quoted out of context. Most times when you say things in the media, the way it's being reported may not really be what you meant. But what I have to say is that Nigerian youths are not lazy. It's a simple fact.
It's okay. Jeze Emeka Rollers, National President of Actors Guild of Nigeria. It's been wonderful having you on Biddy's World Show. I appreciate Chief.
Thank you so much.
Remi-O, I started watching you when I was small. You've been doing great, sir, and you're still looking good.
That's the Lord's doing.
It's marvelous in our eyes. Good to have you on Biddy's World Show. Please, we are parting words for my viewers. What do you have to say?
Okay. Viewers out there, I encourage you to keep watching Biddy's show. Biddy's show, a TV talk show of this millennium.
In likewise manner, It's intriguing, it's entertaining, very, very interactive. If not for any other reason, see the excitement that is in the presenter. That can alone make you to sit down and watch BD's World TV talk show. Keep watching.
Well, thank you very much for having you people, and I appreciate it a lot. Well, for my viewers, you've heard it, and I think I should address our government first before coming to the door. Like they actually said that if you people should work with this sector, that it will actually help and increase our economy. If considering what they've added, when you talk about our GPD in the past years, they've actually contributed a lot with nothing. So imagine when you give them something, what this sector could contribute, and the kind of employment they've been creating in our society is been wonderful. I think they need help. And for you out there who think that you don't have anything you're looking up to, like Chief rightly said, that a lot of youth work with their legs, they don't work with their mind. I think he has a lot of points here, but let's try to work with our head. What he's trying to say is that when they say poverty in Nigeria, for me as a person, it's not actually there is no money in the pockets. What actually, when somebody said poverty in Nigeria, what I look at is your mental capability. What do you have up there? What do you have to give? What do you have to offer? I think many of us should concentrate in building our mental capability. By that way, we can help and build ourselves and build a better and a good nation. And for our polio partners, don't forget to partner with us. Let's eradicate polio totally in Nigeria. That's what you'll be taking on BD's World Show today. Like if you missed this interview, you can watch it online on www.bdsworld.tv. That's what you'll be taking today. Bye.